friends. This is Heather the Malachite Lady, and this video is going to be a little bit different than the ones you've seen so far on the channel, because on Wednesdays I'm going to start doing a Wellness Wednesday video. So today's video is kind of an introduction to what I kind of envision seeing going forward as being the theme of this Wellness Wednesdays. And most of it's going to be inviting you guys along to follow me on my wellness journey back to wellness, journey to wellness, because I don't know if it's back because I never really was there. But I am currently training for either my 7th half marathon or my first full marathon. Details will be forthcoming as to whether or not I go completely crazy and shoot for the full in October. But part of why I wanted to start these videos is because I need someone to be accountable to, even if it's strangers on the internet. So just to start out with Wellness Wednesdays, a little bit about me. I'm overweight. I have been most of my adult life. I wasn't as a youngster. I'm not one of the overweight adults that started out as an overweight child and an overweight teen and then an overweight adult. Most of my weight has come on as an adult because I have had mostly sedentary jobs as an adult person. So in 2010, or late 2009, I would have to look at it. I stepped on the scale and I weighed over 300 pounds. And seeing that 3 on the scale was really kind of that moment of clarity. And so I got really, really frustrated. I'd been on pretty much every diet known to man and probably then some. Tried to exercise, wasn't losing any weight. Did find out that my thyroid is low, so that has been treated now. But you can only blame so much on a low thyroid. So I have long since said that I can follow any diet as long as I'm not hungry. And so after consulting with my internist many, many times, and my husband and friends and family, I made the decision to have weight loss surgery. So in December of 2010, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, where they removed like 70% of my stomach. And now I'm not hungry anymore, ever, which is really kind of scary because now I have to be reminded to eat. But between hormonal birth control and life and stress and etc., not making excuses, just explanations, I never did actually get to my goal weight, which I'm really kind of upset about because I didn't respect my tool as much as I should have. I haven't eaten the way I should have. I haven't exercised the way I should have to get to my goal weight. So I am starting over. I'm 10 years out from surgery and I'm about the same weight I was when I had my surgery. So now we begin again, and I'm going to train for this half marathon or marathon. We'll see which way it ends up being, depending on how much my pace will, increase, decrease, however that works. How much faster I can get, because the marathon that I'm looking at has a 7-hour time limit, which is a 16-minute mile, and I'm nowhere near that right now. I let myself get really, really out of shape over COVID, and I need to get back into shape. So for my strangers on the internet, my grand total of about 3 subscribers at this point, thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And today is now day 2 of walking for 30 minutes. So I'm trying to build that habit back up. My plan going forward is to walk for 30 minutes every day, for right now, and then have one day on the weekend that I do a longer, in the parlance of people who are actually running marathons, they'd call it their long run. Right now I'm still walking. I just want to get my feet back under me, get time on my feet, build up my endurance again. But this on the weekend, one day on the weekend, I'll do a long workout, starting with 3 miles. And then one day on the weekend, I will just putter around in the garden or do yoga or something else. It won't be anything resembling walking or running. Then in a couple of weeks, I want to restart the From Fat to Finish line. And if you guys have not seen that movie, I think it's on Amazon Prime. It might be on Netflix. I don't know. If you get a chance, watch it because it's very, very inspiring. It's about a bunch of people who collectively lost like 1,000 pounds, and they competed, well, not really competed, but they performed a Ragnar, which just seems like the height of crazy to me, but they are very inspiring. And so I belong to that Facebook group, and they have an offshoot of the From Fat to Finish Line Facebook group, say that 10 times fast, called Your First Finish Line. And it was originally Run Your First Mile, because once you've run an entire mile without stopping, you feel like you can take on the world. And this is so true. I went through that whole program. I got to where I could actually do an entire 5K without stopping, which is pretty amazing for a somewhat overweight girl. And okay, more than somewhat, but anyway, so I have decided I'm going to restart that program in a couple of weeks and put 3 days worth of actual getting my running legs back up under me again. And we'll see how it goes. I'm not really following any particular training plan for this marathon or half marathon, except time on my feet, building up my endurance, and getting some weight off. And so the next part of the wellness journey is cleaning up my diet. I have allowed entirely too many carbohydrates back into my system. I have got to get back in control of that, eat more vegetables, and drink a lot more water. I'm completely back off of caffeine now, which I can't even, sitting here being able to say that, I can't even believe it, because I used to drink like 2 pots of coffee, fully leaded coffee, all by myself. So to say that I'm not taking in any caffeine except for what's in decaf coffee is kind of amazing. So I am off of caffeine. I am drinking more water than I was, and not being on the caffeine, I'm not dehydrating myself as badly as I was. So I'm gonna drink more water, I'm gonna get my exercise, and I'm gonna cut back on my carbohydrates. I really should be eating like next to none or no gluten. I do not have celiac disease. I do have what is known as non-celiac gluten sensitivity. And so it just gums up my whole digestive system and really prevents me from losing any weight. So I need to get my carbohydrates back under control. And I have had really, really good success with the ketogenic diet. So that's kind of where I'm aiming towards. We'll see how it shakes out, if I'll go that route the whole time, or if I'll do, just get my carbs from veggies and fruit and go from there. So if you are an anti-keto Nazi, then I recommend you probably maybe just want to watch my gardening videos from now on, because I probably will talk about keto somewhat. I'm definitely kind of the lazy keto kind of girl. I don't worry about whether my food is grass-fed and grass-finished and the Kerrygold butter and all of that stuff. First of all, my budget won't allow for that. So one of my new favorite words is bougie. And so I don't do bougie keto. I don't do bougie gardening, as you've probably seen from some of the gardening videos that I've done. So I'm all about doing what will fit into your budget and making yourself healthy. So that's kind of where we stand on this first Wellness Wednesday, is just kind of introducing you to what Wellness Wednesday is. I might share recipes on Wellness Wednesday. I might take you along on one of my workouts for Wellness Wednesday. It might just be a vlog like this one is. And maybe as I get more equipment like selfie sticks and tripods and all of that stuff, we might vlog on Wellness Wednesday while I'm working in the garden or while I'm doing something else active. But I want to combat the stress of my job, the stress of the past 14 months with COVID, just trying to get myself healthier and calmer and sleeping better and all of that. So that's what Wellness Wednesday is all about for me. So I invite you to come along on this journey. What are you doing to combat the stress of the last 14 months? Are you exercising more? Did you take up a new craft? You know, did you learn how to make your own bread? You know, what did you do? What are you doing to be happy and healthy and authentically you? So I'm going to step on the scale, and I will cut that footage into the video so you can see where we're starting. I'm going to be very authentic with this process, even though that scares me to death to actually admit how much I do weigh, even to strangers on the internet. But I want to be authentic. That's what my whole channel is all about, is being you authentically, whether that's, you know, a drawing that looks like a kindergartner did it, whether that's a recipe where your souffle falls, whether that's you starting out at 300 pounds, wherever you are, be authentic with where you are, own where you are. And that's my plan as well. I'm going to own where I am, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to not edit out the bad stuff. This is going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly with regards to my wellness journey. And I hope that you find some inspiration in that. And if you do, hit me up in the comments. Like the video, subscribe. But come along and we'll garden together and we'll get healthy together. And I'm planning on adding a third aspect to the channel, which is art and DIY. So look for those videos on Fridays. And just come along with me. So thanks for taking some time out of your day to listen to me ramble in the car as I'm sweating like a pig because I just did my workout for today and it's pretty humid. But we'll see you next time. Until then, bye. The dreaded scale. I can't believe I'm doing this in front of the entire world on YouTube, but I figure my brand is about being authentic, and so I'm going to be authentic with you. And so we're going to weigh in this morning. I don't know how accurate the body fat is on this scale, but there you go. There's day one. We'll see how this goes.